Employment builds structures in your life, then retirement comes to demolish those structures. For very many people, employment introduces a certain kind of order, a certain kind of doing life. Very many of us who are employed, we actually run a big percentage of our life dictated by the structures that employment has put in our lives. Employment, for example, will dictate how you handle your time. You get used to waking up at a certain time. Employment will dictate when you have to take your lunch. Employment will dictate when you will leave the office. And therefore, most of the things that relate to time management during the day are dictated by the job that you have. And if you want to know that, look at how you behave when you are on leave or during holidays or on a Sunday, for example, for those that do not work on Sundays. You realize you still wake up at the time you're used to waking up, for at least for very many people. And you want to handle your day the way the system that is in you has been set. Employment will also dictate how you interact with people. It will dictate who you interact with. Based on the kind of job you do and the position that you hold, you will find yourself wanting to relate with certain kinds of people. Employment will dictate when you get to interact. If you're busy at the office during the week, that means every time someone will be looking for you, you'll be telling them, we can only meet on Saturday afternoon. We can only meet on Sunday because that is the only time you have. So that's employment dictating when you can interact. Employment will also dictate where you will interact. Okay, you will not meet everyone everywhere. Sometimes some type of jobs will also dictate where you can meet people. Some jobs will not allow you, to just appear anywhere. And also depending with the position you hold where you work, you may not be able to just meet people anywhere because you're also carrying the brand of your employer. Employment will also dictate your food choices. Will dictate when you get to eat food. It will dictate the kind of food you need to eat. Okay, depending on the type of job you do, where your colleagues eat, or the pressures of the workplace, some people find themselves eating in a certain way because people of their class are eating in that type of way. This is employment introducing some structures as far as food is concerned into your life, including where you will take your food from. Some kind of jobs will make you begin to feel a bit awkward for you to go and eat from a kibanda, from a roadside kiosk, because there is a way that you think society will perceive you if you were found with your nice suit going down to a kibanda, even though, truthfully speaking, that is where your pocket is supposed to be taking you. But you find yourself wanting to go to another place because the kind of job you do has made you begin to live life in a certain kind of way. Employment also brings structures relating to dress code, how you dress. Some kind of jobs have made you dress the way you dress. And some people get used, for example, to wearing suits Monday to Sunday because they wear suits every other day. When they try to wear jeans and t-shirt, it doesn't look very good for them because the system, the structure that employment has introduced in them makes them feel that the only thing they're comfortable with is being in a suit. That's just to demonstrate to you how employment begins to put all these structures in your life. That's what a job will do to very many of us. But now enter retirement. At the time of retiring, what retirement comes to do is to demolish all those structures, to kill your order of, how you manage your time, how you eat, how you interact, and all those things. The reason I'm mentioning this is for you to see the kind of confusion that can happen after you have retired. And I use this differentiation in my pre-retirement conversations to just help you begin to ready yourself for the kind of confusion that might come if you are not careful. So once you have retired and you've exited the job space, then you are no longer answerable to the structures that were set in place for you. What does that mean? That means that you are left with plenty of time. plenty of time. Your day is not structured. There's no one telling you that you will need to take your mid-morning tea, you will need to take your lunch at what time, you will be busy until this time before you leave the office for home. You have now retired, you are at home. If you're not careful, that plenty of time might confuse you even more. So the remedy for this is for you to come up with your own structures. After retirement, you come up with your own structures, because without coming up with your own structures, retirement will feel boring for you. You will feel underutilized. You will begin to regret that you actually retired, because you have plenty to give, but you don't have anyone to give or any place to give. You have a lot of time, but you don't know what to do with the time. So begin to think about which structures you will put in place when your day of retiring comes. You can do better.